Chronic Pain, the Inner Demon, back with a breaking news. VYBZ KARTEL, the infamous VYBZ KARTEL, who has been in jail, in prison, actually, for the demise of Lizard, Calvin Lizard. You saw the videos circulating on YouTube back in the days with VYBZ KARTEL and his friends. Some implications. Yes, folks. But today in 2024, I predict VYBZ KARTEL was going to be out by the summer. I didn't know what month, July or August. But here we are. The last day in July, VYBZ KARTEL is free from prison after being in prison since 2011.
Music icon VYBZ KARTEL remains behind bars in Jamaica after his murder conviction was overturned earlier this year. A judge was expected to rule on his possible release today, but court was adjourned until next week without a decision.
All right, Fox 5's Lisa Evers joins us live in studio with what his lawyer has to say about these latest developments. Lisa.
Well, Stephen, Natasha, his attorney tells me they had hoped for some resolution by today, but that did not happen. It's been a roller coaster ride for dancehall music superstar VYBZ KARTEL. The murder conviction that has kept him behind bars for nearly 13 years was overturned in March, yet he is still not free, even though he's not charged with any crime. Now he will have to wait even longer to learn his fate. This week, attorney Isaac Buchanan took his fight for Adidja VYBZ KARTEL Palmer's human rights to Jamaica's Court of Appeal. Even though the conviction was thrown out, the British Privy Council gave the Jamaican court the chance to decide on a retrial or outright acquittal, meaning there would be no further prosecution. Attorney Buchanan once again had to argue for his client's freedom before Justice Marvin McDonald Bishop, who kept the focus on constitutional issues.
They did admit that there were breaches of Mr. Palmer's and his co-defendants' constitutional rights. They attempted to justify the breach, and we receive an additional date for next week, Tuesday.
This means the nightmare of imprisonment in what Mr. Buchanan calls a brick oven is still not over for the physically ailing performer. None other than Britain's nightmare of imprisonment in what Mr. Buchanan calls a brick oven is still not over for the physically ailing performer. None other than Britain's King Charles signed the order to overturn the conviction in March, but KARTEL and his 3 co-accused remain incarcerated in harsh conditions. For KARTEL, it's not just his freedom that's at stake, it's his very life that's on the line as he battles heart failure and Graves' disease. It's been an ordeal for his family, says his eldest son, whose dad has been incarcerated for more than half his life.
Yes, it is very frightening, but the best thing we can do is just pray and be strong, you know?
Attorney Buchanan says he anticipated the arguments by the prosecution and was encouraged by the judge's emphasis on the realities of any further delays in the matter and their unwanted consequences.
So yes, folks, with all the tribulations that VYBZ KARTEL had went through, I am not picking no sides because someone lost their life. Let's be clear. I do understand KARTEL spent more than 10 years incarcerated, and I hope he's reformed from that and become a better person right now back in society while he's free. And also be mindful of his rhetoric. I don't know what the days to come, what's going to happen in Jamaica. Y'all remember when Buju Banton arrived in Jamaica, his first concert in the stadium, mesmerizing. And here goes Vybz Kartel, one of the dancehall king. When it come on to the Clarks and the Kick Soap, the V-neck, Portmore, Adidja Palmer, Bleaching. Adidja Palmer is very prolific in the way how he disperse himself in this world. Some of the young ones didn't really understand or understand its limits, and some did. Some of the things that Adidja Palmer posted or talk about, I was not a person to relate to that. I relate to that, I should say. I couldn't relate to certain things, but it was also a person that, and still a person that put out good music, books, children books. I remember the last Follow Me Arrow in St. Mary with Bunty Killer and Vybz Kartel, The Clash. What happens? I am not going to go down that memory lane. But right now in 2024, folks, Vybz Kartel has been freed. I don't know if they're going to retry him, but it's breaking news today that Vybz Kartel is walking out of a prison, a free man. Because the British Privy Council has sent the case back to Jamaica to diffuse their actions and handle the case the best way that they know how. Don't ask me how it wound up in freedom. Maybe they dropped the ball. That's why certain people are retiring. I don't know. But yes, folks, breaking news. The amazing Vybz Kartel has been freed from prison. Now, can I ask a question to you guys? What and how is he going to unleash his musical talent on this world? Because bear in mind, this man has been sitting behind bars for more than 10 years. It could be writing, you know, all these type of stuff. You know, he put out music from behind bars, you know, so one of the only ones that was successful from behind bars, you know. So now he's in the mainstream media, now he's free. Let's see what Adidja Palmer have on his agenda. First, I would hope he, you know, hug his kids, go spend some time with his kids and his family. And then, if, you know, whenever he feel like, he's going to hit the studio. And then, you know, we'll see what happens from there. But yes, folks, nevertheless, I am not trying to undermine the fact that Calvin Lizard is a person that's no longer among us. I am not trying to undermine that. But yes, folks, Kartel went to prison for over 10 years for his implication in that demise. Yeah. So now he's free. Let's see what happens. Bear in mind, folks, you need family time. Give them the time. A lot of people in America want to collaborate with this man, Kanye West, Beyonce, Jay-Z. The list goes on. Give it time to see what's going to transpire from Mr. Kartel and his new release. Chronic Pain, The Inner Demon. Like, share, subscribe to the machine. Folks, I always say everybody deserves a second chance. So let's see what happened. Share the video, like the video. Peace, everybody. One love. Keep your heads up.